What if I told you Victorians could profess love, adoration, rejection, jealousy, or even end friendships with a bouquet? Today, we're diving into the Victorians' secret language of flowers. Hello, dear friend, and I hope you know how tickled I am that you're here today because I've been so excited to tell you about our newest pattern, our knit along and read along coming up, and a brand new yarn collection, all inspired by flowers. This is Message by Carolyn Currier, a hexagonal knitted blanket pattern inspired by the Victorian language of flowers. And you can download it at ExpressionFiberArts.com. Each hexagon begins here in the center with a beautiful daffodil motif and spreads into these gorgeous opening petals surrounded by beautiful texture. Daffodils symbolize new beginnings, and this blanket symbolizes the way that hope often unfolds in real life, slowly and quietly and in its own good time. And just like flowers used to convey messages in Victorian times, our projects do the same today. Each thing that we knit is filled with our love, our affection, and our time. And when we give that to someone else, or even when we keep the project for ourselves, it has so much meaning because of that love that we poured into it. To make this pattern, you're going to make a variety of hexagons, including some half hexagons for the edge, and the size of blanket that you prefer will determine the number of hexagons that you're going to need to make. You're going to finish by seaming them all together, and I did want to mention that the pattern includes both written instructions and a chart. This project is so meaningful because it's made in our new Secret Language of Flowers collection. Each of these colors is inspired by a different flower or plant, each with its own meaning. People living in the Victorian era actually had floral dictionaries, so they could look up the meanings of different flowers and plants and then send messages accordingly. For example, we have a color called Honeysuckle Haze, and honeysuckle means devotion. We also have a color called Lilac Awakening, and lilac means first emotions of love. We have another color called Carnation Charm, and a pink carnation symbolizes I will never forget you. But of course, we are the ones that assign meanings to things, so if you like, before you begin knitting your project, assign your own meaning to each color, and so as you're knitting with it, you can focus on that meaning and try to cultivate more of it in your life. I had so much fun designing this collection. Of course, I wanted to include your typical flower colors like the red and the dusty pinks and the rose tones. And then I also threw in some dusty lavender, this beautiful slate gray blue color, and even some lime greens for a little pop of bright juicy green. This kit is called The Secret Language of Flowers, and it's dyed onto our pearlescent worsted yarn. It's a shimmery, ultra soft, super silky yarn that has long been one of our popular bases that people return to again and again. The colors are gorgeous on their own, and then to tie them all together in a beautiful way, we chose to do the seaming in this beautiful off-white creamy color, which I just love so much, and I love the braided texture of this too. To make this size blanket, you're going to need one mini kit, and if you want to make a larger blanket, we do also offer these colors in full-size skeins as well. The pattern and the yarn are both available at ExpressionFiberArts.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for email and for text update for weekly free knit and crochet patterns. Because this project is so meaningful, we are going to host a knit along with this design, which is starting soon. What's more fun than knitting alone? Knitting with friends. So once you've got your pattern and the yarn, hop on over to Ravelry.com and sign up for the knit along. There will be prizes, there will be fun, and there's going to be loads of encouragement and inspiration. And to sweeten things up even further, if such a thing is even possible, we are going to be also having a read along with this amazing book, The Language of Flowers by Vanessa Diffenbaugh. I don't want to give anything away, but I thoroughly enjoyed reading this entire book. It really pulls you along all the way through. It's a heartwarming coming-of-age story that will pull you through all of the emotions and really walk you through the challenging yet beautiful journey of the main character. It even has a floral dictionary in the back so you can look up different flower meanings, which is so cool. Now here's how you get started making one of these hexagons. You can get started with double pointed needles if you prefer, but you know me, I am a magic loop gal all the way, so that's what I'm going to be demonstrating. To get started, you're going to begin with a slip knot and pop that onto your needle. This will be your left needle, so go ahead and grab your other needle. And I'm using a long circular needle because we are going to be working magic loop, which is one of my favorite things in knitting. Now we're going to make 12 stitches out of this one slip knot. To do that, insert your right needle into the slip knot and knit it. But leave the slip knot on your left needle. Now we're going to purl into the slip knot. So bring the yarn to the front and work a purl stitch as well. And we're going to do that until we have 12 stitches. Yarn to the back, knit, yarn to the front, purl, yarn to the back, knit, yarn to the front, purl, yarn to the back, knit, yarn to the front, purl, and we have so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. All right, we need 4 more stitches. Yarn to the back, knit, yarn to the front, purl, almost there, yarn to the back, knit stitch, and yarn to the front, purl. Once you have your 12 stitches, you can drop the slip knot off of your left needle, and it's going to be super easy to cinch up this little hole by tugging on your tail. When you have 12 stitches, we're going to divide them for magic loop. Slide them onto your cable and count to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divide your stitches 6 and 6, like so. Now find the stitches that your working yarn is attached to, and we're going to actually work into the opposite side. So our yarn is attached here. We're going to be stitching first here. So these are the stitches that need to go up onto a needle. So go ahead and slide those up onto your needle, like so, and then pull this one out so that we can now knit. Now we're good to start round 1, which is just knitting every stitch. So go ahead and grab your yarn. Let's get started knitting. Starting with our first stitch, just go ahead and start working your knit stitches. Give a little tug on the first and second stitch so you don't end up with weird little ladders, and just continue knitting. So we're going to start by knitting these first 6 stitches. Then we need to switch and knit the stitches that are over here. So to do that, go ahead and rotate your needles, and we're going to need to slide these stitches onto this needle. And then we pulled this one out, and now we're set up to knit these other 6 stitches. And once you get going with magic loop, it just becomes second nature. Tug, tug. And you can make so many things. I love it. And there's the second set of 6 stitches, so we have knitted all the stitches for round 1. I'm going to give our little tail a tug. Then we're going to go ahead and start on round 2. So what I like to do when I'm doing magic loop, because I knit with the yarn in my left hand, so it might look a little different if you knit with the yarn in your right hand. Before switching to start each new round, I just sort of rotate my hand up and over so the yarn is always going to be positioned correctly. Grab the knitting and then do the switcheroo. So slide the stitches that were on the cable up to the other needle, grab this needle, turn it around, and you're good to start working, and the yarn is in perfect position. Because you don't want to get it wrapped around the cable or the needle weirdly, you're going to end up with extra stitches. So just always make sure you haven't added an extra wrap or anything weird when you're starting your next round. Now we're good for round 2. Round 2 is yarn over, knit 1, and repeat that all the way around. So start with the yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, and we just continue repeating that. Yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. So there's half of the stitches for this round. So we're going to do the same thing. I just rotate my hand up and over, grab the knitting, and do the switcheroo. These stitches go onto this needle pulls out, and we're perfectly positioned to get started knitting. And then you kind of flip it over And we can work the second half of the stitches. So same thing, yarn over, knit one, 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 yarn over, and knit one. And there's round number 2. Now we're on to round number 3, which is just knit stitches all the way around. Same motion, hand comes up and over, we do our switcheroo. This is really a technique that you just got to try, and once you get rolling with it, you will be golden. Now on Magic Loop, you can kind of tell the start of your round by where your tail starts, or if you want to put some kind of stitch marker or something, you can, to denote the start of your round. It can be a little harder to tell as you go along, so just always make sure you know where the beginning of your round is. So let's go ahead and start knitting. Give a little tug on the first and second stitch, and go ahead and just knit each stitch around. I really do love Magic Loop so much because you can use the same set of circular needles and knit pretty much any circumference. It just makes it a little more efficient. Of course, DPNs are definitely some people's favorite, and if you prefer them, definitely let me know below and we will have a discussion about it. Oh, there we go, got a little tight. See, I've actually accidentally wrapped my yarn. This is a good example of what you don't want to do. That's why I try to do that same motion that I was showing you, so you don't accidentally wrap it like that. So just keep a watch on that. Continuing on, knitting this side as well. And these stitches got a little tight because of those yarn overs, but no worries. It's all a part of the process. And now we are golden. So there's round 3. For round 4, we're gonna go ahead and do our switcheroo and get set up. We are increasing this round. So we're gonna start with a knit 2, 1 and 2, then we're going to do an increase 2. So into the next stitch you're going to work knit 1 but leave it still on the left needle, yarn over, and knit 1. So we have turned 1 stitch into 3 stitches, then knit 1, and we're going to continue repeating that all the way around for round 4. Again, knit 2, increase 2, so knit into the next stitch, leave it on your needle, yarn over, and knit into that same stitch. Then you can slide it off and then knit 1. Let's repeat that one more time for this side. Knit 2, increase 2, which is knit, yarn over, knit, all into that next stitch, and then knit 1. Okay, we do our switcheroo. Yarn comes up and over, grab your knitting, slide those stitches onto this needle, pull this other needle out, and we can continue on with the same repeat. Knit 2, there's 1 and 2, remembering to give a little tug at the start of each round and when you switch to the second side. Now our increase 2, which is knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, slide it off the needle, knit 1. We're going to do our repeat twice more. Knit 2, increase 2, knit 1. And one more time, knit 2, increase 2, and knit 1. And round 4 is complete. For round 5, we're just going to knit all the stitches all the way around. It's the same motion. So literally you're doing the same motion every half round, basically. At the beginning of the round, and then when you switch to the second half of stitches for each round. same motion. It's actually really ingenious. That's why I love magic loop. All right, so we're just gonna knit all of these stitches, remembering every time to give a tug on the first and second stitch so you don't end up with ladders at the beginning. And if you like, as you're working your rounds, you can go back when you finish each one and count your stitches and make sure that you have the correct number of stitches. I totally do this. I'm such a double checker, actually a triple checker. I was always the last person in class to finish my tests because I was double and triple checking everything just to make sure. You just never know. So there's the first half of stitches. Same motion up and over. Grab your knitting. Needle in, needle out, rotate, and we're good to knit the stitches on the second half. And just continue on. Now I do have a little secret to share. I went and got my nails done yesterday, and I literally thought what color would match this beautiful palette of flowers the best. And so I chose this leafy green because I thought it would just contrast nicely with our new flower collection. That's how my brain works, and it makes me happy. All right, we are done with this round. Round 6 is another increase round. So same motion, bring yarn up and over, grab your knitting, needle in, needle out. Here we go, starting round 6. Begins with a knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do our increase 2, which is knit into the next stitch and leave it on the needle, yarn over and knit into that same stitch, then slide it off. Then knit 2. And that is the repeat that we will work all the way around. Again, knit 3, increase 2 into the next stitch, and knit 2. Again, knit 3, increase 2 into the next stitch, and knit 2. Let's do it all again on the other side. Yarn up and over, grab it, needle in, needle out. You can even use magic loop to knit the fingers on mittens. You can make socks, you can make hats. You can just do all kinds of stuff. It really is magical. It's aptly named. Starting on this side with a knit 3, giving a tug and a tug. So there's 3 knit stitches, increase 2, knit, yarn over, knit into the next stitch, and knit 2. Let's do it again, knit 3, 2, 3, increase 2, there's a knit, a yarn over, and a knit into the next stitch, and then a knit 2, and we're going to repeat that one more time. Knit 3, 2, 3, increase into the next stitch, knit, yarn over, knit, finishing with a knit 2. Now we're going to work round 7. Same motion, yarn comes up and over. Grab your knitting, needle in, needle out. Now eventually when you're working magic loop, and we're not there yet, you're going to get so many stitches on your needle that eventually they're going to be mostly on your cable, and you're just sort of working in the round. So that's kind of cool too. For round 7, we're going to purl around. This is going to make those cool little ridges that you see in our daffodils. So it's the same thing as knitting basically, but you're purling. So yarn comes to the front, go ahead and purl, give a tug, purl that second stitch, give a tug. So you're still doing your 2 tugs at the beginning, and then just continue around, purling every stitch. I think it's so exciting that we're doing this flower collection And honestly, of course, you know I love flowers so much, but what is more thrilling than flowers but yarn inspired by flowers, plus a read along and a knit along. We're all doing it together. It's so much fun. I would love to know, what is your favorite flower, if it's even possible to pick one. I usually will say dahlia just because they are so stunning. I remember seeing my first dahlia, or recognizing it, I guess, in Alaska. There's this little shop called the Naughty Shop, and they have all kinds of cool little knickknacks. And I remember seeing a dahlia there, and I was just stunned at the beauty of this flower. And so I've grown them throughout the years, different varieties. Some make it, some don't. But they come in so many different colors, so many different sizes. But honestly, I love sunflowers, roses, of course. I really love the gradient roses that shift colors. I love lilacs, tulips, really, you name it. I don't know if there's a flower that I don't like. Hyacinths are stunning. But what is your favorite flower? Or do you have a favorite tree or a favorite plant? I love plants too. We have them all over the house, and they are my babies. All right, so you just continue purling to the end of this round. And you're gonna see it makes a nice little ridge, which adds some texture to our flower. So I'm gonna show you, let me slide this down onto the cable so you can really see. We've definitely got this going, and it's already forming a round shape. You can go ahead and tug on your center and it will cinch it right up, and when you weave the ends in the back, that'll stay nice and tight. So it's super straightforward and makes such a beautiful little start to your project. You're going to continue working the pattern as written to complete your hexagons. You're going to make some half hexagons, which are worked flat, and then you're going to seam them all together. This knit along, read along is truly going to be so much fun. It's going to have so much meaning, and I hope that you're able to join us and take your own journey towards more meaning, more love, and more beauty in your life. We hope that this message pattern becomes a way for you to speak with your heart and your hands. Let it be a reminder that renewal and fresh beginnings can start anywhere, even here, even now, with a single stitch. Have a blessed and beautiful day, my friend, and I will see you next week with another fun announcement. Bye!